Welcome to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tattooing Network.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Your source for the latest Legion news, opinion, and analysis.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
John Archiquette.
Will somebody get this big walking carpet out of my way?
Matt Turner.
I'm not afraid.
And Joshua Gray.
You will be.
What's going on, Outriders? John, Josh, and Matt back at you for the holiday season.
Ho, ho.
Why is it?
He's so jolly. Look at that jolly man.
This is my happy face.
Like, even when he's not, trying to be Grinchy, he's like,
that was
not
some aggressive hoeing there.
It was.
Yeah.
It is Vegas.
Intimidated, yeah.
Just saying. You know, I gotta make a little on the side, so. Wait, we're not talking about the kind of aggressive hoeing, are we?
Very little.
No.
Yeah.
I'm glad the Christmas spirit has left us.
My secret's out.
Fled. Yeah.
So, did you guys have a nice holiday?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was
Went up to Salt Lake City. It was fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
How was
Utah.
all the gray and snow?
It was great. It was snowy. It snowed going into Salt Lake City, and it snowed as we were leaving. So
How was the 3.2 beer?
I did not partake of the beer.
How was the sliding off the road because of the icy conditions?
People there actually know how to drive in the snow.
Oh yeah,
because
but
it
what about
snows
you?
There. Oh no! I was fine.
You know what's the best part about driving in the snow? Like, if you're going on the highway and it's like pitch black.
Yes.
And you see all the snowflakes coming at you.
Yes.
And you feel like you're going through
It's
hyperspace.
hyperspace.
It's so
Yes.
cool.
Oh
Yes.
man, that sounds great. I'm gonna go do that now.
Yeah.
So if you drive faster, it feels like you're going even faster.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Until you go too fast,
And then you
run
slide
into
off
an
the
asteroid.
road, and then you start spinning.
And then you see a different light.
Yeah.
So we got a couple games in over the holiday break, and
You didn't ask me about my holiday.
I'm sorry, Matt. How was your holiday?
It was fine. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
I saw Aquaman.
I did too.
It's pretty good.
It was good.
How was Wet Thor?
Jason Momoa is not acting.
No,
That's pretty much. It's like
he's hit
like,
the limit of
yeah.
his acting ability. He's just Jason Momoa. Yeah. It was. That being said, it was
Far out, dude. Yeah. Jango
Wow,
Fett was in
what?
it.
Wow.
You went Point Break on us.
Yeah, that was
Maybe, I don't know.
That was
Jango Fett was
awkward
in the
for
movie.
everybody. Yes, Cody was in there,
No, Jango Fett.
and Cody and Rex and all the other.
Yeah,
clones.
because the clones.
When he told me about like the people who were in that movie, I was like, "What is this live action Moana?"
And, yeah, Nicole Kidman, totally.
yeah.
She's in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
There's
that's a
actually some
random
top-notch
casting.
Willem
acting.
Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, as
who-
what, a seahorse? Like, what is Willem Dafoe in this
the
movie?
green seahorse.
Yeah. And Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren.
Lundgren's
Yeah,
in it?
that
Yes.
was-
All right, that's intriguing.
Yeah.
I still am not going to watch it till it's in,
For you, yes, I
iTunes,
would
but-
say just wait. Yeah, it'll be on.
It was amusing
Netflix.
for what it was.
Yes.
Okay.
Less
Very
than a
much.
year till episode 9.
And I have nothing against.
What's the
Jason
countdown?
Momoa, but- Yeah,
Less than a year.
Oh, okay.
We're 51 weeks away now to episode 9.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, we got a chance to get a couple of games in over the break.
Including a very neat scenario-based game.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll get into that in a little bit. We teased a little bit last week while we were rapidly assembling Wookiee warriors.
I talked
We?
about it for a couple minutes. So
The royal
teased,
we.
yes.
Okay.
W-we.
Yeah. And we're doing some more prep. We got, I don't have a couple days off, but some people out there have a few days off, so they can get more games in. But
Are you feeling all right, John?
no,
I know you were
I'm
saying you were hopped up on Claritin.
yeah, I'm hopped up
earlier.
on Claritin right now,
Oh.
and that's not like the slang term for an illicit street drug here in Vegas. No, it's actually
Vodka and
Claritin.
Sudafed.
No, it's
Oh.
just.
What the hell is a neti pot?
Yeah, what is a neti
You don't know what a
pot?
neti pot is?
No.
Oh man. All right.
Are we getting ready for some front row seating to the
Yeah, this is
Northwestern
Wisconsin.
home down,
Yeah.
whatever?
Wait, is it a Wisconsin thing?
I don't know. Is it?
That's what it sounds
I've
like.
never heard of it before.
My brother and I used to have to do it when we would get sick. I got a video of my brother, and I'll show you. But literally,
Is it a ritual?
kind of.
Oh, wow.
So you take like a pot of water,
Uh-huh.
and you put some stuff in it that it's like the medicine, and you
Cocaine.
literally-
It's like in Crocodile Dundee.
kind of. You pour it up one of your nostrils, and you tilt your head back, and it runs out the other one, and all the crap in your sinuses come out with it. It works, but it's really weird.
The hell?
I feel like I may be like perpetuating some kind of pseudoscience based in Wisconsin. I may have to look into this. If anyone from outside of Wisconsin does this, please let me know.
So I remember years ago going to the hospital on base, with a cold, and they're like, "Oh, here, use this like anal destroyer solution that you're supposed to snort and do." I'm like, "Cool, I'm never using that."
I think they gave you the wrong solution.
Right?
I don't know. It was supposed to be some sort of nasal thing, but that's just not something.
Plus, if it's an anal destroying solution, why are you?
I said nasal.
No, you didn't.
Did I not? Wow.
What are you putting up your nose, bro?
Wow.
Whoa.
Sorry, I was thinking about the Wookiees too much. And
Thanks, Matt. This will be the first episode we have that's not for family-friendly audiences.
Oh my.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So Star Wars news.
Star Wars news.
Yeah.
What do we got for Star Wars news, Matt?
Not a whole lot.
That's not
They
true.
did the flyby for Galaxy's Edge.
I was
Okay.
You're whelmed. Okay.
Yeah, it was.
And
Well, there's a bunch of scaffolding up and stuff, so it's not like
Santa Favreau tweeted out a picture of the live-action IG-88 that will be appearing in Mandalorian.
What?
Yeah.
Did he actually say it was IG-88?
He did.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I read anyways. So.
Because wasn't there like an IG-72 and a couple other ones?
Well, there was an IG-86 that was operating
Yeah.
during the Clone War.
Yeah.
But
But it's the same body.
no, I'm pretty sure it was clear it was IG-88.
Which one?
Looks very cool. I don't know the good one.
Which one is that? Because there's A through D. There's 4 of them.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I think they all got destroyed.
Oh,
And
did
it's down
Disney
to just-
flush that too?
I don't know.
Well, because like in X-Wing, there's like 4 different versions.
Yeah,
of
I
just wanna talk about the
IG-88,
picture.
right?
Which comes out
In
of
which-
some of the novels from like the 90s. What is it Tales from the Bounty Hunters? The first story in the Tales from the Bounty Hunters book is about the IG-88s. The
Wasn't one
Brobons.
of them a Death Star for a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the last one, or one of them got transferred into one of the Death Stars and then ended up blowing up. Yeah.
Sounds like the plot line of that Michael Keaton movie from the mid-90s,
The Birdman?
Multiplicity.
Oh,
Yeah, it was in like the IG-88 in all of those.
that'd be great.
Nice.
But no,
Okay.
that's exciting.
I think it's IG-88 and he looks really cool. There.
Oh hell yeah! And that's one of the iconic bounty hunters. I would say after Boba Fett, who's the most iconic bounty hunter from the original trilogy?
Dengar?
I feel like you're just
No.
being argumentative.
No?
Does anyone care about Dengar?
Yeah. Han Solo does.
Matt.
I mean,
He's
there's
one of the only other
plenty
bounty
of-
hunters that has a connection.
Okay, sorry. What was your question about bounty hunters again?
All
I need to
right.
make sure I understand it completely.
outside of Boba Fett, after Boba Fett, who is the most iconic bounty hunter in the Star Wars original trilogy? I
Dengar.
would not
Wow,
Dengar.
how?
Okay,
How
either
not
Bosk
Dengar?
or IG-88.
Okay, maybe Boss.
If you're putting
I'll give you Bosk.
like the top 4, okay, the 4 that were there. Oh no, because there was
There's 6.
there was-
Forlom and Zuckuss.
Yeah. Okay.
Also.
All right. So if you're putting those 6 out there after Boba Fett, the top 1 is not
Also
Dengar.
Greedo.
Why not?
Okay. I
Also
forgot Greedo's
Greedo,
even a bounty hunter.
Orsing,
'cause
Embo.
He dies so quick.
Was
But you're right.
Jango
Jango
a
Fett.
bounty hunter though?
Not original trilogy.
Oh, okay.
That's what I
You're
said.
right.
Original trilogy. I think that
Yeah, get this Zam Wessel crap out of
after
here.
Boba Fett, Greedo's arguably up there. I
Why?
would argue against that.
He was terrible.
Nick Freeman's probably listening. He's going to argue this
I don't
because he
care.
loves Greedo apparently. But
Greedo's awesome.
Greedo's pretty cool. Dengar though,
Why not?
You want?
he's
You
just
want
all
to disintegrate
bandaged
it, get
up
him
and
integrated.
worthless.
Oh, dude, he was a swoop racer.
He's all bandaged up and worthless.
Actually had a pretty cool cameo in the Aftermath series where he's like jumping in a new bounty hunter and like fist fighting him because he's tough.
But see, like, you haven't. I don't think you've read all of the.
I haven't.
Yeah, so
I know he's the bandaged up guy.
yeah, he's the bandage. Okay, there you go.
But
Great.
Bosk is cool. He's a Trandoshan. He's got Houndstooth. Look at all the things that I know.
Actually, according to
Look
the
at you,
lore,
yeah. Wow.
Dengar has to wear all those bandages because he got nasally destroyed. So just to keep things in check.
I don't know what's canon anymore as far as some of these bounty hunters.
Nothing
so-
until they say it is.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well,
Dengar had a great backstory, and him and Manaru and all that other stuff. Much better story than Boss.
I don't know what Manaru is, but I figure it's like one of those guys from Tank Girl.
Manaru used to be a really awesome
Just like
ship in
half
X-Wing.
man, half kangaroo.
Man, bear, pig.
Yeah.
Is that what this is?
super cereal, guys. Super
Puppy baby monkey.
Oh, That's an abomination. Do not. All right, we're going way off topic
Yeah,
here. IG-88 looked pretty cool, and I'm definitely stoked that he's going to be in the series. Honestly, the more and more that gets revealed from The Mandalorian, the more excited I am.
Well, and I mean, this is just, I mean, we saw it with Rebels. Well, those of us who watched it. We're seeing this with a lot of these tertiary properties and secondary properties that Disney's, they're bringing many things back into the canon. You know, Thrawn's canon again, TIE Defenders are canon again.
Speaking of,
you know, so now they're taking these little bits and pieces. They mentioned Bosk in the Solo movie, so Bosk is canon again.
Yep.
Well, I mean, he was in the
trilogy,
movie.
so.
But yeah, we're seeing a bunch of these things. I mean, really, what did anybody but Boba Fett do in Empire? Stood there.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah.
And said, take him to the ship.
All of the things that made
side tangent. I got the audiobook for Thrawn. Holy cow, is it good?
Is it good?
It is so good.
Who did the read?
I can look it up.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But it's by Timothy Zahn, and it is fantastic.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. No,
Oh, it's Fran Drescher.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No,
Stop.
but the guy doing the voices is fantastic, and I actually have it right here.
Anyway,
Christopher Walken.
Big recommend.
all of the things that made all of those other bounty hunters cool
Yeah.
were part of the EU stuff that Disney flushed.
Sure.
So all giving these guys some exploits back again is some pretty cool stuff.
I mean, it's
I'm a
genius move for them because now we're like, okay, like these characters exist, but in what respect? And like, you know, what were their backstories? Because we don't know anymore.
Mark Thompson.
Mark Thompson.
Yeah.
I have no idea who Mark
Great
Thompson
job.
is.
Does a fantastic Thrawn voice. So
How's it go? Can you give us your best impression?
no.
Okay. All right then. Moving on.
Because it's so much of his inner monologue, so it's all in italics.
Oh, okay.
At least that's what the words sound like in my head when
Gotcha.
he says them to me. Because I can't read them because it's an audiobook. But anyways.
All right, so scenario. We got a chance to play the scenario we came up with, the prison scenario, last week. And
yes, Wookiee
I
Breakout.
really enjoyed it.
Good.
Like, you did a great job coming up with the... what are you
Josh
chuckling
is
about?
laughing at
Nothing.
it. I don't know why. Because he really enjoyed it. He was expecting to say it really sucked, and I hated it.
Yeah, that's
No,
like,
no,
uh-oh, here
Sorry.
comes something
No,
sarcastic.
No, I'm not even going to say it.
Oh.
I'm not even going to go there.
No, it was a really well done scenario. I really enjoyed it. It ended up being closer than I would have expected.
Yeah, and definitely not the outcome I was preparing for there, and some nice twists and turns. But the basic layout, if you didn't listen to the last show, so Wookiee prisoner is going to be executed. Han and Chewie are trying to break them out, and basically as part of the infiltration, they created disturbance in the force, draw off most of the garrison, so a small group of rebels led by John and my buddy Jeff break in there, and by turn 3 they're supposed to let the Wookiees loose because then the garrisons are coming off or the alarm goes off, whatever. And what did you bring in your list?
So my list was Han and Chewie.
Yeah.
And then,
Was it a full 800-point game?
No.
Okay,
This
so
was a very select
what were the
scenario
ground
things.
rules here?
So basically the parameters were we had 300 points each to work with, Jeff and I.
Okay.
And then Matt and Sean had a set Imperial force that was already out there. So
Okay.
no commanders. They didn't have any command cards to work with. It was standing orders every turn.
Yep.
Wow, that
And
sucks.
yeah,
I mean,
so
yeah.
it was really it was set up to be
It's a prison detail. It's more of a
Yeah.
story narrative
Sure.
than it is an actual game of Legion. But
Sure. And really it ended up being like a pretty close matchup, but we had in my 300 points I put 3 units of, or 1 unit of fleet troopers, 3 units of regular dudes with 1 Z6, 1 Ion, and
Yep.
what else? I think I brought 1 ATRT. Oh no, he
I
brought an
think Jeff
ATRT.
brought,
Yeah.
He brought a rotary cannon ATRT and then 2 units of sappers.
Yeah. Yep. And then that, of course. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 unit of sappers. Oh,
Was it
2
just
units,
one? No, it was 2. Yeah.
2 units of sappers and 1 sniper team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Imperial defense to start up at the prison was an E-Web with barrage generator, the suppressive one,
Yep.
a sniper team up in a tower, a unit of stormtroopers with DLT, and I think that was it for the main. And then there was basically the forces were drawn away were 2 units of stormtroopers, 2 ATSTs. One was deactivated at the landing pad. They had to basically get the Wookiee prisoners too, and then it got turned on when the alarm went off.
Yep. So basically, the premise
and then 2
was
units of bikes.
we had to free the Wookiees that were inside of the prison, and they were on one end of the 6x3. And then towards the middle of the 6x3 was a big landing pad, and we had to get at least Han and or Chewie, and at least all
the
surviving
Wookiees,
Wookiees onto that landing pad.
Okay.
So the premise was set up so we had a good chance of it. The only way to get onto the landing pad for mostly everybody was a single staircase, and then the Wookiees can climb.
Yeah.
So they were able to scale the
I failed
pillars.
to anticipate that. And they were like, over the side. It's like, oh, crap. We got to step it up. Yeah.
We tried to play within the limits of the scenario. I mean, because the landing pad, of course, creates, there's a no man's land underneath it that troops can go underneath, but the ATSTs can't shoot under. Mm-hmm. So we tried to, kind of keep it within the spirit of the game by not just, running under there and then climbing up, because that would have, made it unfun. But yeah, so to begin with, Jeff deployed his saboteurs very smartly, and just basically booby-trapped the hell out of the whole side.
You guys were
the
allowed
garrison
to basically start the game outside of range 3 of any Imperial force.
Yep. So while we sent half our force up there to actually free the Wookiees, he left his saboteurs back there booby-trapping everything. So
yeah, it was pretty nuts. There was a lot of bombs on the board that I was not looking forward to.
Yeah, so we ended
walking
up
into
taking pretty much the full 3 turns to go free the Wookiees.
I want to say it wasn't like till turn 4 or something that you guys finally let
got
them
them
through.
out.
Yeah, there was no turn limit on the game either. It was just purely scenario. Yeah. And it seemed like, I know you were just waiting for him to be your last activation, but Han was just kind of chilling next to the command console with his finger poised over the button. What felt like half an hour. It's just let the Wookiees go, man.
He wanted to make sure the coast was clear. Well, and I also wanted to set up a screen, so we used that ATST or ATRT as a screen, basically to swoop around and then escort Han. So give him that mobile cover for duck and cover, so he wasn't just running out in the middle of no man's land having
Actually,
ATST shoot.
It was probably very flavorful. He was probably just futzing with like the controls, and it kept shorting out, closing other doors.
Probably, yeah. You needed R2-D2 up there.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so we got the Wookiees out and basically made a mad dash across the open field to get to the landing pad, and the ATSTs came in and started shooting, but we were able to deal some damage to them.
Ran through them. I mean, it took several rounds of firing, but I wasn't expecting to be able to do that. The ATSTs were supposed to be like my end game. Okay, this is going to be the
boss fight.
The boss fight, exactly.
Yeah.
This is going to be, and there's going to be a rage mechanic, basically. If they get in range, then you're not going to be able to deal with them, and it's game over. Imperials win. But I underestimated the combined firepower of bowcasters and what else? The rotary cannon was doing a little bit.
The saboteurs did some damage.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So it took a very fun twist that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
But, I think it came down, Sergeant Steve, one of the last bravest stormtroopers, basically meleeing down an entire unit of Wookiees slowly turn after turn.
Well, Matt was on his red dice armor save game again.
The highlight was he took 4 wounds on this last guy, and I made all 4 saves.
Yeah, he was not going down.
It was so good.
But, because of the scenario, we probably should have just ran the Wookiees up the landing pad and made it up there.
I mean, they're Wookiees. You want to go beat some stormtroopers up for them.
That was was what I was looking forward to the most. Like, all right, let's get these Wookiees in close
combat. And then
combat.
they got stalled out by red armor.
Yeah, and that kind of goes into something I wanted to talk about because, I've been really promoting this melee heavy Wookiee list that I want to run in LVO. And I didn't think it was going to be super competitive, but
you guys kept forgetting.
The tenacity. Yeah. So the scenario, all the Wookiees, they were in prison somehow. Some forgetful Imperial officer left the weapons on them, so they were able to bring their bowcasters.
Just to represent them taking the E11s from the prison guards, and to be able to play with the bowcasters.
Sure. Although, man, imagine how bad a Wookiee would be with shooting an E11. Because the E11 is what makes stormtroopers inaccurate, right? They're precise, but the weapon itself is inaccurate. Imagine a Wookiee shooting an E11. I mean, that's a conversation.
Squeeze
for a
the
whole
trigger
different day,
faster, I guess.
but
I thought it was the helmet.
that makes the stormtroopers unprecise. I mean, I thought
You ever tried to shoot in a gas mask? I know you have.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, but
not that bad.
Yeah, mine was pretty
Oh,
bad.
okay. Well, I suck without the gas mask too. So
But they had, they had the tenacity. We didn't really remember to use it for most of it, but they get bogged down pretty quick. Like they don't hit really hard, and
black dice are not the best thing ever.
no, and with surging, they're hitting 5 out of 8 times, so it's good. If you've got all 4 of them in combat, you're throwing 8 black dice. Statistically, you should be hitting with 5 of them. Now with the stormtroopers, you're probably going to save 2.5, maybe 3 of them. So realistically, you're not going to be killing a unit. You're not going to wipe a unit out in one turn. Even hitting
at full
force.
strength, sure, yeah.
Yeah, even hitting at full strength, you're not going to wipe a unit out. At best, you could probably expect to, at best, kill a stormtrooper unit in 2 turns.
Okay, how does the equation change if you're charging rebels?
Well, it makes it a little easier if you're charging rebels.
Okay.
I mean, they're surging for
Wookiee
defense
warriors
still,
made
but,
to kill rebels.
Well,
Everything's made to kill rebels, though.
yeah, but when they get hit back, they can't take it. For the most part.
No, yeah, they've got the extra wounds, but they're not making a lot of saves.
Well, especially for stormtroopers, because
but I mean,
stormtroopers are throwing
12 wounds is a lot of wounds to chew.
It is a lot of wounds to go through. But say you've got a full unit of stormtroopers heading them back. Okay, 6 guys and
So
5
you
dudes
got
in a
charged.
DLT.
5 dudes in DLT. So it's
But
6.
at that your expected hits is something like 3.5.
No, because you're still throwing black dice and you're still surging to hit.
No, you're not.
Stormtroopers in close combat are throwing black dice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so they're throwing black dice and they're surging to hit. So you're still hitting 5 times.
Why are you getting charged by stormtroopers?
I'm just saying
if you're
comparing
meleeing
units.
and
Well, okay, he's saying that or either you engaged and whiffed all of your attacks, or you allowed yourself to be charged by a full strength unit.
Yeah, I'm just saying, comparatively in a vacuum. I know we don't like doing these comparisons,
those vacuums, yeah.
But they're 6 black dice attacks, and I mean if you aimed with it too, you're even you got 3 rerolls.
Sure,
but you're hitting probably 4, about 3.5 to 4, and Wookiees are throwing white dice saves with no surge.
Okay, but I mean if you're hitting on 4, that's 3 rounds to destroy a Wookiee unit.
Sure.
I mean,
but I'm saying
it's 4 rounds. If it's a full Wookiee unit,
it's a far cheaper unit and something that you aren't expecting.
Is it far cheaper at that point with the DLT?
60.
Yeah, but a bowcaster's 35 points. Wookiee Warriors with bowcasters 110 points.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like to. A lot of people have been talking about them as a unsupported flanking unit. Basically, they can go and operate on their own. They have a lot of good answers. I think the bowcaster gives them a lot of flexibility.
Yeah.
Whether you want them as the premier unit in a melee-centric army, I guess you're going to find out.
Well, and I want to test them out. Test out that list in a couple more games that are actually optimized. Well, a normal game, not just a scenario.
Silly scenario.
Yeah. I mean, I would say at the time in the game that you're getting ready to start charging units, if you're choosing to take that Wookiee warrior unit and charge it into a full up stormtrooper unit, you've prioritized your targets a little wrong.
Sure.
Because you should have other units on the table that are at half strength, that are you've been chipping away at, and then turn 3, turn 4 when you start charging melee units in, if you choose to go into the full strength unit, you've chosen poorly.
And this isn't necessarily me saying that the unit isn't good.
Right.
It is good, and it's basically me having the realization that it's not going to.
This isn't Space Wolves, bro.
That's what it is. It's like I'm a Space Wolves player at heart, and I just love.
They don't have thunder hammers and are not swinging for the fences, just obliterating everything they touch.
But let's caveat this entire discussion that you're basing your one experience off of a one-off scenario that's not played by the quote-unquote usual rules of the game.
No, and you're 100%
force
right.
composition and things like that.
Sure,
So,
and I need to test it out, but I'm just saying, just using a mathematical breakdown of the statistics of the dice, it's not going to work out where you're going to be wiping units out on a charge.
And let me just say that Chewbacca and Han Solo together were just as ridiculous as I thought they would be. They were fantastic.
Good. They were good. Yeah, that was one big takeaway that we don't want to gloss over. Like, Chewie's good.
Yeah.
He's real good.
Chewie and Han.
Chewie and Han together, real good. They're a match made in heaven.
I mean, especially for that scenario where you're like, okay, shoot this unit.
Yeah.
Oh, also just shoot this unit again on a further turn. So, yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
it worked very well for the scenario, I think.
Josh, have you gotten a chance to play against Chewie yet?
I haven't.
Oh, you're gonna love it. Yeah. You're gonna love it.
It'll be fine.
He's fine.
I'm tinkering lists and stuff. So
to play against Han and Chewie.
He's just waiting for the Bosk figure to come out and hunt Wookiees and Chewbacca's and whatnot.
I'd rather have a Dengar. I'd rather have an Agent Callus.
Ugh. on that note, let's go ahead and take a break so I can.
What are we going to talk about after the break?
Things.
All kinds of
we
stuff.
Got stuff.
We got Patreon winners, man.
Oh boy!
Oh, yeah.
You're listening to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tatooine Network, recorded on location at Power 9 Games. Whether you're looking for the latest releases from Legion, X-Wing, 40K, Magic, or any of our other extensive inventory of board and card games, head to power9games.com and use coupon code OUTRIDER10 to get 10% off your order. Plus, shipping is free on orders over $100. Now, back to the Outriders.
Welcome back, Outriders. John, Josh, and Matt coming back at you from the holiday break. And we got done talking about the Wookiees coming out and
special fun scenarios to play.
Yeah, and we're seeing some adventurous ways to throw different heroes out there. But
explore those Legion mechanics and characters. Yeah.
What if you want to make your own heroes?
What if there was a way you could do that?
Well, good news, friends.
There is a way. Yay!
Did we get there? Okay.
Yay!
So our
best furry fiance of the show, Mr. Nick Freeman, has spent a lot of time and effort mathing out basically an entire character-driven campaign for Legion. And basically you can create a character, gain XP, go on missions, build their retinue of like special followers and whatnot. And we got to talk to him a little bit about that. We'd actually see if we can try and get him for the show maybe next week since it's going to be kind of quiet.
Yeah, we should try. If you're listening, Nick,
hey,
we're going to reach out to you.
Next Thursday, maybe?
Well, yeah, sometime we want to talk to him about that, have him get a chance to explain it better, because, we were just kind of observers of the stuff. But it's if you go on his Impact X, his blog.
Impact X blog under the homebrew section. It's called Gathering Legions.
Yeah.
And it's really fantastic. He sent us the kind of character matrix. I know me and Josh spent an hour or so basically, hey, here's, 24 XP in the different, there's a Force user, veteran officer,
commander,
and
a Force
gun.
user, and like a mercenary merc kind of, yeah.
So there's like different archetypes you can kind of base your character on, and it's.
The cool part is all the abilities you take, yes, you're paying XP for them, but you also, to keep the balance going, he's assigned like actual point costs that you've got to use as well for your characters. So one of the exercises was, build a 24-point character, and I was like, well, which is a big one.
A 24 XP character. Not a 24-point as in like list points.
Yeah.
Because
I went ahead and made a Force user character for that, and just ended up with this super sick, fast Jedi guy with that basically had nimble and force dodge, force reflexes, so he just keep dodging and deflecting. And
you really basically made a Final Fantasy hero. It was basically what you did.
I mean,
hopefully less.
I was going to model on a 3-foot sword on him.
A Final Fantasy character at the very end of the game where he's like fighting a planet.
That's funny. I was going to call him Sitharoth.
Yeah. That's basically what you made.
Yeah. But yeah, speed 3, jump
speed
1.
3, jump 8.
God.
The guy was just a beat stick, and it was a lot of fun. And then I made like a support character for the veteran officer. But I'm really excited. I think we're definitely going to be probably running this in the next couple of weeks here.
Yeah, it sounds like a fun
so.
ongoing campaign that we could do. And yeah, I talked about this like when we first started doing this podcast.
But this is exactly what you wanted out
I was
of
like,
Legion,
I really
so.
wanted to have like a way to run this without having it just
And
be
I shot
named
you down
characters.
so hard. I was
You
like,
did.
they're never going to do that.
No, we have to play the
Well,
heroes.
I mean, they haven't, but yeah. So an unnamed character. I think you already had an idea for what you wanted to run, right?
I do want to run a Wookiee Jedi.
That's cool.
I really want to do a Wookiee Jedi.
I want to do the Wookiee bounty hunter. I think whose idea was it to have like a model on like a human skin cloak or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I threw out there last week when we were doing this scenario. I was like, man, you know what? Like, all these like people with Wookiees, Wookiee fur pelts and everything like that. I'm like, I want to make a Wookiee with a human skin pelt.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, it's all well and good when it's a Wookiee pelt, but I throw out human pelts and all of a sudden you're all butthurt about it.
I mean, come on.
Well,
pelts
humans
is
don't
pelts,
have
bro.
pelts.
Oh, I mean,
Well, maybe you do. But
And we can't wait to see your origination of
no.
Agent Malice.
yes, Agent Malice.
Yeah.
It was my guy. that
Captain Mutton Chops the Eternal.
was- hell yes.
hey, do what you have to do to keep those litigious Disney
Yeah,
lawyers
right,
away from you.
Right? Yeah.
But so definitely check out that little campaign. Maybe that's something your community is interested in, and do it like a slow grow. Maybe use it to get some grow the community a little bit. Push the narrative,
Let it shine through.
Wow, is that Coming to America? Oh, okay, thank you. The boy can sing.
What would be really cool to use this is
chocolate.
Like I had some friends that we used to play the Star Wars Saga RPG with, and we would do like space battles using X-wing, right? So we would step out of the game mechanics in the RPG to use FFG products to kind of get a better space battle.
Oh yeah,
You know?
That's cool.
for sure.
Yeah.
You could really use this if you wanted to take some of the rules from an RPG and kind of throw them out and have like a larger scale combat, because for
Edge
a lot
of
of
the Empire or whatever,
yeah,
yeah.
because for a lot of RPG systems like Saga, big battles gets bogged down
real
really
bad,
quickly. This is a more elegant weapon.
From simpler
But it allows you to have kind of a narrative campaign structure that you can then merge into an RPG tabletop pen and paper.
I'm all for
experience.
that.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Is Edge of the Empire any good?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it. I GM'd it for a couple of weeks, and the group kind of fell apart. But the biggest problem is interpreting the dice, because they don't use standard like D&D dice.
Of course.
Because Fantasy Flight.
Yeah.
But there's like positive outcomes that can come from failures, and negative outcomes that can come from successes.
So a lot like L5R.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
participation. Yes, exactly, like L5R. You really need people to buy into that system, and it's like, okay, well, I missed my shot, but it drove the stormtrooper out of cover. Now he's exposed for my next guy in line.
Okay,
He's
so it
gonna be
leaves
able to
more
shoot
room
him.
for storytelling.
Yeah, or I killed the stormtrooper, but he ended up falling, into my companion I was trying to protect, and he's now prone or something like that. So you got to come up with all these story reasons for why the dice are the way they are.
Cool.
But yeah, a lot of fun. Yeah, good suggestion, Josh.
Yeah, well,
Thank you.
we'll hopefully, like I said, get a chance to talk to
I
Nick Freeman about that at
Yay!
some point. Yeah, we'll try to reach out to Nick Freeman at some point and try to talk to him
I already
about.
messaged him.
Did you? All right.
Yeah. Let me see if we've gotten anything back. Nothing yet.
Enhance.
Zoom enhance.
Patreon winners. So it's
Yes!
the time of the month
It
where
is the end of the month, therefore we
celebrate
have some new-
our Patreon winners.
Yay. No, he hasn't responded yet. Geez, Nick, you're just not sitting around waiting for us to message you. That's sad.
I sit around and wait for him to message me.
I know you do.
He's going to get downgraded to
So
side piece of the
hard-
show if he's not careful.
I mean, isn't that an upgrade in and of itself, though?
Well, not if you're the fiance.
Oh. Well, I mean, depends on what you're looking for out of it, I guess. But, so for our $25 gift card winner, we have Nick Olmstead. So,
Hey!
yay! Congratulations, Nick. And I think I've messaged both of these guys before we started recording just to get it out of the way. But and then our first winner is actually the first person to Patreon for us. We got a number 1 on the generator, and it is Alexander Buff. So check your messages on Patreon and just holler back if you have any questions. But basically, let us know what you want to do for that mini.
Congrats, guys. That's awesome.
And John has finished up his previous mini commissions, and I put them somewhere to ship them out, and I forgot where. So the other guys are waiting for the barricades and Darth Vader. I'm sorry. I will get them to you as soon as I can.
So they're done.
They're here somewhere. I'm going to send a team of bounty hunters after them, Comb the desert.
Probably go ask IG-88 because Tenkar's not going to get it done.
Well, maybe he did, and they got to Singer in. That's why I can't find him now.
Well, we can't say Greedo because he did. Gone.
We'll just look for the smoking mess. It's like, oh, there they are. Okay.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to us. I hope you guys have a happy new year, and we will catch you guys next week.
You've been listening to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tatooine Network.
Only now, at the end, do you understand?
For more from the Outriders, make sure you like us on Twitter @Legion Outriders, subscribe to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Legion Outriders, and make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. Thanks for listening.
You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.